Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And if you haven't noticed by the title, today we're going to be talking about this little guy right here, the Apple Card. I don't want to take up too much time out of your day, so I'm just going to go at it right now as quick as I can and as briefly as I can. So the Apple Card, I kind of want to break it down into three categories: ease of use, transparency, and power. We'll talk about power later. So I think that ease of use in a product really starts from the unboxing, or in this case, signing up for it. In your wallet app, if you press the three ellipses on the top right and add a card, sure enough that you'll find Apple Card in one of those options. The application is made simple in Apple fashion. You just have to provide some personal information, and voila, if you're accepted and approved, you will get an offer. Whether you accept that offer is entirely up to you. I've had some eyewitness accounts of people get an offer and then reject it, and then they've never been able to get the card after that. And the cool thing about this is that once you see your offer on screen, you don't really get penalized on your credit score as long as you don't accept it. If you accept it, then of course it's going to go through as an account or a hard inquiry on your credit report, and the rest is history. But other than that, so long as you accept the credit card offer that they give you, you are pretty much ready to go. The credit card is ready for you to use right in your wallet app, and you can go up to any restaurant, any cashier or point of service and use Apple Pay to start earning your cash back. Which leads me to my next point in ease of use, is the way that you pay for goods. Because the Apple Card is already inside and integrated in your wallet app, you can honestly forget about taking your wallet with you. Now, this goes great with the current state of the world, with COVID and everything. You obviously don't want to be giving your card to other people and then just having them hand it back to you with germs and stuff like that. So this is perfect. I feel like Apple Pay is in such great state right now. I feel like I actually want to see the statistics for that, because it'd be interesting to see. You can pretty much use Touch ID, Face ID, or your passcode for authentication in order to authorize payments at any point of service that accepts Apple Pay. And I want to say that my third and final point under the ease of use category is contacting customer support. Unlike other traditional credit cards, you really have to call or send an email. I think they have like a text client on their websites or something like that. But in reality, you're gonna have to call the company and you're gonna have to talk to a representative or an associate, and you're gonna have to file a complaint or create a ticket, and it just takes so long. With the Apple Card, as long as you have the Apple Card in your Apple Wallet, you can click on the three dots, I believe, to show more, and you will be able to contact an Apple or Goldman Sachs specialist that will then take your inquiry or any concern that you may have. They're really, really fast about it too. Most of it is automated, but for any complex task or question, obviously they're going to push you through to an actual human being rather than a robot. Now, me personally, with the Apple credit card, I've never had a horrible experience with the customer service. They've always been really fast, and they solve my problems literally in an instant. There's this one scenario where me, being a university student and engineer at that, had accidentally purchased a year's subscription of Wolfram Alpha, and that was a complete misclick and a total mishap on my part. And they quickly refunded me the full $70 purchase that it was. And me being an undergraduate in university, obviously working part-time jobs at the time, $70 was a lot. So I'm really glad that they refunded me. They did a Apple cashback adjustment, so they took their money back pretty much. And yeah, it was seamless. It was like done in 5 minutes. Now I kind of want to start easing into the second category, the second major category of this card, and that is transparency. If you go onto the Apple website and look at Apple Card, they will explicitly tell you, it's literally the big banner on the top of the website that says that there are no fees, not even hidden ones. And I think that's very powerful, especially if you're barely starting off with your finances, if you're a student, if you're barely starting off your credit, that having no fees to pay, that's automatically a good sign. That's a green flag. That's a steal. On the note of transparency, if you go into the wallet app and you click on monthly balance, you can easily see and track all of your spending. You can filter your purchases by day, by month, by year, and even by market category. And I think that's very important. Other applications, like say the Discover app, really doesn't show you any visuals, as far as graphs go on how you're spending and where you're spending your stuff, which I've made a complaint on Twitter even of the Discover app. I feel like they just need an entire user interface, user experience overhaul, because it's just so outdated and it's not good. But back on the topic of spending, if you for some reason forget, fail, or decide not to pay your full monthly balance, they'll even explicitly tell you with the circular graph or circular scroll bar, right? how much interest you'll be paying. That's insane. That's like they want you to win. They explicitly tell you if you don't pay this full balance that you pay X amount of interest, which with reverse psychology, I guess, in Apple's sense, is that they're trying to make you pay less interest. They're encouraging you to not give the banks, the loaners, the lenders any more of your money, any more than you need to in that case. And I think that's just very, like, that just automatically puts this mindset, the psychology in the consumer. It definitely did for me. It put this mindset of like, oh, well, why should I spend a cent or more than a cent on interest? I shouldn't even have to pay interest. And also the fact that they give you the whole month period, and on top of that 20 extra days to pay off your monthly balance. That's insane. They give you 2 whole months to pay off your bill. And if you can't do that, then I really hate to break it to you, but you really don't deserve to have a credit card. Now on to my favorite category, and that is power, or purchasing power, or just power in general, at least for me. Now I can totally justify for myself that the last 2 points, ease of use and transparency, would sell me entirely on this card alone. But I think having the ability to time my purchases, with the 2 months of paying off my actual monthly balance, and being able to just buy Apple products with this thing is crazy. And I'm pretty sure that I sound like a sheep right now. I know. I mean, I love Apple products. You can probably scout some of the boxes and items that I have behind me. But you just can't go wrong. If this card allows me to buy a MacBook Pro, let's say later on this year when the 16-inch comes out, and I can put it on this card and pay monthly installments with 0% interest, you better believe that I'm going to use it. And on top of that, I get 3% cash back on my purchase. That is crazy. Who knows the amount of things that I could do with that MacBook, or the new iPad that's coming out potentially this March or this spring. Who knows what I can do with AirPods Pro that I decide to buy. I can tune out almost everything and anything that I want. Which, I mean, I am kind of going overboard with this. I'm not gonna recklessly spend all of the balance that I have on this card on Apple products, but it gives me the option to. And for me, at least for me, this card allows me to buy Apple products and then use those products to fulfill my creative needs. I am trying to start this YouTube channel, right? I'm filming on an iPhone 12 Pro Max. I'm using my iPad Pro as a monitor. I have my notes on my MacBook Pro. I'm surrounded by the Apple ecosystem because it empowers me to create and pump out content. On top of that, I'm also a web developer / mobile developer / programmer / software engineer. This stuff empowers me to be the best creative workhorse machine in my context. This gives me the purchasing power, the opportunity power rather than opportunity cost, to buy as many products that I need to fulfill my creative or business needs. And I think that just makes all the difference when it comes to other credit cards like the Chase Freedom Flex, the Chase Sapphires, or the Discover It card. So I don't know if I've been making sense to my points these last few minutes, but I do want to go over some cons that this thing has, that I think it has. And for one, it doesn't really have the best cashback benefits. So realistically, the Discover It card, which is probably on the lower end of the spectrum when it comes to how I rate my credit cards, it's not that it's bad, but I'm just saying that in terms of cashback rewards and percentages and rate of return is a lot better than what I get from this Apple card. But again, I am not going to sacrifice convenience for a little bit more money. And just as it doesn't have the greatest cashback rewards in the credit card industry, then that means that it also doesn't have anything in regards to miles and other luxury perks that you would get as the Chase Sapphires would, like airport lounges. You don't get any of that with the Apple card. But again, you get everything else. You get that psychology, you get the Apple brand, and you just get more products out of it, I guess. But enough about that. I want to wrap this up. So who is this credit card for? So let me put it this way. If you are an Apple fanatic and you can't live without them, and you want to micromanage your finances, but at the same time, you still want to have fun and create and build and do a bunch of cool things, then this credit card is for you. Plus, if you're just starting out building your credit, then this is for you. I think that this is more of a tool than it is a credit card, because it's allowed me to save so much. It's allowed me to really get a bigger picture of where my money is flowing and where I need to pull back and where I can tune up my spending. You know, it just all comes down to what you personally value. But for me, this is gonna stay in my wallet forever.